Graffiti, seen to some as an art form and to others an urban eyesore. It is estimated that graffiti costs the UK over £1 billion per year to clean up. However, in a controlled environment, can graffiti have a positive impact on communities, or is it always seen as an act of vandalism?
I think graffiti is wrong, but having said that, I suppose I have seen a few examples of it where I've looked at it twice thinking that's taken quite a lot of skill to do it, and shouldn't that be channelled elsewhere?
Well, I like it because it shows a generation that are outspoken, that want to show off what's going on in their lives.
It's just really a waste of resources, for example spray paint, and the fact that it's going to be wasting money to get rid of it, and the cycle will pretty much go on.
Because I don't like mess. I think it's very messy, and obviously it makes the environment look a bit, dirty and not well taken care of.
My personal opinion of graffiti is I don't class it as art. It's quite tacky, it's messy, it makes things look trampy, and I don't admire it.
The City of Lincoln is one of many which suffers from graffiti vandalism. The local council takes charge of monitoring and removing the problem.
I'm Caroline Pritchard. I'm Community Services Manager, which means I manage services such as waste collection, cleansing, CCTV, grounds maintenance, that sort of frontline service. We monitor graffiti in the same way that we monitor a lot of street cleansing issues like fly tipping and abandoned vehicles. We have members of staff who, as part of their day-to-day duties, will have an eye out for such things whilst they're out and about doing their job. But also we get reports from members of the public, members of the business community, complaining about graffiti that they've seen or it's in their street. I suppose I personally do always associate graffiti with vandalism, but that's probably because of my job, because my role. I see that side of it. I see the side where members of the public are calling us appalled that someone has defaced a wall in their area. And also because 99% of the graffiti that we happen to get is intended, I think, as vandalism, or it comes across that way. It rarely has artistic merit. So that said, I think that anything that helps to make clear to people that there is a better way, that actually you can enjoy this art form and you can do it with the permission of the landowner, and you can enjoy doing it, and then afterwards you can step back and be proud of it, and it will stay there. The council won't come along and wash it off because it's not on your property. Then yeah, that's got to be a good thing.
My name's James Mail. I work for iMAGESKOOL, which is a company that I run. It's an art and design based company, graphic design, but we do a lot of mural work, large scale mural work, graffiti artwork, and working with children and young people. I guess what I enjoy about graffiti as an art form is collaborative work, working with other people, hanging out with friends, chilling out when we're painting our own stuff. Being able to paint even larger scale because you can get more people to paint at the same time, working together. As far as my personal art's concerned, on the flip side with the business, working with children and young people, it keeps me young. The energy's good, the vibe's good. Gets me out all over the place, different places in the country, and working with lots of different people. Can never underestimate the ideas that people come up with, no matter what age group they are. So it's just a chance to work with a lot of different people. I think working with iMAGESKOOL, working in the company, one of the things I try and do is change the perception of it, try and give a positive spin on the art form, try and get people to see that that it can be done legally, it can be done well, trying to fight for legal space, not just for myself but for children and young people in the areas that I work in. I think it has changed perception. Yeah, when the company was started, it was merely to do graphic design. I didn't really envisage working with anybody else really, apart from customers that wanted graphics. I've always done artwork of my own, graffiti art, sketching, things like that, and I got dragged into a youth project. So it wasn't really the intention at all to work with communities or children or young people or whatever. But feel lucky and blessed that it's gone that way. It's something I really enjoy doing.
Today we're painting a submarine.
I think one of the benefits of the community, of the children and young people, you know, working with myself and some of the other artists that I work with through Image School, is that it's not only picking up skills, it's not only trying out something new, you know, learning to use aerosol paint or screen printing or whatever. It's also giving them a bit more confidence, letting them be creative. A lot of the children that I work with never get the chance to, you know, put their ideas down on paper, or, well, especially don't get the opportunity to put their ideas large scale on a wall. So yeah, I think it's more about, again, changing perceptions, you know, showing the children and young people that there's things that they can do that they didn't think they'd be able to. So the outcomes are not just the artwork. The outcomes are them maybe taking ownership of their local area where they've got to paint a mural, or making new friends, or confidence building. As far as using the materials are concerned, it's not really an age specific thing. I've worked with 5-year-olds that are quite competent at, you know, with the strength to press the can and move the can and paint with it, and then with 15-year-olds that struggle to do it. It's kind of more technique than strength or ability in that. But now and again you get somebody who's quite proficient already, who's never painted before, but it's just kind of a natural. I think in 10 years of doing it, I probably met 3 or 4 people that are like that kind of get the feel for it straight away. But it's like anything, it's something that just needs practice. As far as organising the day, it's just kind of instinct, ad-libbing. You just get a feel for it. You know, every project's different, it's in a different area, it's painting a different size thing, it might be open to the public. The children and young people are different age groups, different behaviour, different intelligence. It's, you know, and the outcome from the organisers, from whoever's booked me to do it, is different. You know, that might just be a free-for-all. They don't worry about the actual, you know, the end product. Some people are more concerned at the end product. That needs a little bit more organising. It's just generally, I think I'm quite good at engaging with them on the level with the young people, so it's just judging it on the day, really. So we're here in St Paul's Primary School in Spalding to paint some boards to surround the playground in a graffiti style. So we've got lots of children and young people ready to take part. Hopefully we'll get some bold and bright and colourful ideas, so let's get started.
I'm Anna Marie, I'm mum of 3 boys. I first heard of James at Image School when he actually did some work at my children's primary school in Bourne. And my middle son Henry was selected to work with James, with other children. And he just came back from school and just said, you know, it was the most amazing day he'd ever had. He was so excited, having done graffiti and the end product, you know, because it was really, really, really good quality. And just very excited and had a great day. From doing the graffiti work, I think they've developed a number of skills. Teamwork, because they're learning to take turns and work together. And I think it's giving them confidence as well. And being able to do something in front of other people.
Today has been great, fun, awesome, epic, fantastic. Thanks, Image School!
So we've worked on various projects at different schools, secondary schools, primary schools, secure units, emotional behavioural difficulty schools. And one of the schools we've done quite a little bit of work at is Lincoln Castle Academy with Katie. Been in there, kind of jazz up the geography department for them. We've painted the entranceway to the geography department to look like a rainforest, got a waterfall and trees. Also in the main classroom for geography at the school, we've painted a volcano on the wall. I think also at that school I've worked with the 6th formers in the 6th form department. We painted their entranceway to look like a medieval library, I think it turned out to be in the end.
We have done lots of projects with James, mostly focusing on enterprise, but also we've had James in the geography department because I wanted to reboost the department and get students involved in lots of projects. So we have the rainforest behind me here, and we also have a volcano in my classroom, and students have worked with James on designing and creating those pieces of art. Students have really enjoyed the projects and they've really took ownership, and the fact that they're there with a spray can of paint and allowed to let loose on the school walls has been really excited for them. But also they feel that they own the piece of art that they've created, so they come into the department and they say, I painted that leaf, or I painted that ladybird, or I did that piece of lava on the volcano, and that's really what it's all about, is them feeling part of the school. I chose to get involved with the project because I feel that art and enterprise are really powerful mediums for students to get involved in, and I think that by using art and enterprise together and getting students to do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do outside of school and bringing it in with their schoolwork is a really powerful way of them feeling involved with their education.
As far as the artwork that I do getting vandalised itself, people adding additions to the artwork, it's my own personal artwork. I see it as part of the culture. It's the places that we paint get repainted and repainted anyway, so if things get vandalised, it's kind of the nature of the beast. The Loan Shark project in St Giles was a kind of a project that we wanted to work with Positive Futures, work with a lot of the children and young people locally to produce some artwork on there's just a big wall at the community centre, youth centre area that's just a bit of a mess, needed some artwork on it. It was just painted white. The children and young people had said, we want to do a project, we want to do some art. So the funding bid was put in, and the money was gotten on the premise that we try and get a message across about the issues of loan sharks. There's quite a few issues with that on the estate.
My name's Stephen Rowe. I've worked for Positive Futures for 3.5 years now. Positive Futures is a nationwide project set up to tackle antisocial behaviour and alcohol and substance misuse in young people in targeted areas such as St Giles, where we are today. We do things like sporting activities and arts activities to try and offer them alternatives to these kind of lifestyles and things like that. We've done 3 or 4 projects with iMAGESKOOL, and we've got another couple coming up as well. And the feedback that we've got from partners and young people themselves who have seen the artwork and everything has been absolutely fantastic. Positive Futures was approached by the neighbourhood board because loan sharking is something that they recognise as a bit of a problem in this area. So they'd come to us with this idea that they wanted to do a project, so together we put our heads together and we recommended James to do something with this wall, because before this wall was just white and really a bit of an eyesore, so it was a really good idea, I thought, to maybe do something like this. And we worked in partnership with St Giles Matters and the illegal money lending team, who actually put forward quite a lot of money so that we could actually do the project.
We're currently working on a huge project, or pretty big project, with the sustainable transport charity Sustrans on a Fledborough viaduct near South Clifton. It's an old viaduct that was meant to be a railway built for the power station that was there, that's now been blown up. But it's now kind of a cycle route, and it bridges the 2 sides of the Trent. But generally, years ago the communities used to get together, and now they don't. They're cut off by the river, but that viaduct's there. So we've kind of worked together with Sustrans to bring some of the communities, Normanton-on-Trent, Sutton-on-Trent, South Clifton, all the little villages around that area, come together to start painting a mural on the panels of the viaduct. The viaduct itself has 200 odd metal panels. We kind of plan to paint 50 as part of this project. I think we're going to get quite a few more done, even though we probably won't get the whole entire viaduct painted, but maybe that's a project for the future.
Hi, well, I'm Alan. I'm a volunteer ranger for Sustrans, which is an organisation that tries to encourage people to get around, get places by walking, cycling, not using cars basically. What we're standing on here is a fantastic route called the Dewcross Trail. It's an old railway line, and it links Lincoln that way with Clumber Park and Worksop and gone towards Sheffield if you go that way. It's well used on a nice day by lots of walkers and cyclists. And that's I'm very keen to get folks walking and cycling on and to get to know about this bridge. There's some of the things people have done, very varied. Obviously there's the boat here, the coracle, which has the river theme. There's the bicycle link there. This one, I think, it's the idea of the Phoenix rising. Okay, one power station has been demolished, but power and energy is still a big theme for the valley. And as we go along, we've got another one, the Phantom of the Ruhr, again a reference to the Air Force bases that were here in the war. We had people of all ages doing these panels on the bridge, from quite a lot of young children, 7 or 8 year old teenagers, and going up to adults. This one's probably one of the more elderly members of the people of the groups who've been. It's actually done by the Maitreya, the guy who looks after, or created in fact, the Japanese gardens near here, only about half a mile away, so it's very local. And he was inspired to do this haiku poem on here. He found some difficulties using the paints, never having used them before, but he still thinks it works. It gives you the idea. And his poem at the bottom, like fairy drifting over the pond, dandelion seed, which is, it's a rather nice idea.
It's difficult to define really what I love most about my job. I like the freedom. I like the freedom to kind of wear what I want, do what I want, go where I want. But probably the biggest thing that I love about it is, working with the children and young people, well, and adults as well. Working with different people every day, doing different projects, talking to, just chatting to people, getting out. I'm never in the same place. My drive to work every day is not the same ever, and the projects are never the same. So the variety, the diversity is amazing, and as a whole, everybody I work with is great. I've not really had any bad experiences. There's no projects I've not wanted to be part of, that I've started and thought I don't really want to be here. It's kind of a pleasure going to work every day, or not going to work, or working from home. It's it's the freedom to juggle my life and kind of go here and there. I don't know.